When it comes right down to it, we all kind of fear the big stuff, right? The random, senseless violence that seems to plague our feeds and my show. But if I'm being honest, it doesn't take a whole lot to scare the bejesus out of us. Well, me anyway. Somebody we don't know in a place they shouldn't be. A dark, shadowy figure in the parking lot at night. Maybe a strange face peering through a window. In parts of West Hollywood, that strange face peering through the window, that's been a reality for more than 7 years for residents. A middle-aged, heavy-set man, often with a beer in his hand, slipping into buildings and backyards and terraces and staring through the windows or the peepholes. But that is not all that he's been doing. He also drops his pants and gets busy. We have some footage from last October. This is him slipping through a front gate. He's got a beer in his hands, and watch what he does here. Kind of looks around, makes sure he's looking his best, you know, and smoothing his beard, his head, checking behind him to see if anyone's looking. And what you don't see is what's going on down below the image right now. Yeah. He's standing at that door, and he is, we had to digitize it because he's pleasuring himself. At one point, as he's looking back, he kind of stops what he's doing because he hears something. And that something was enough to actually make him think for a minute and look back again and stop. And then put his beer down and check out what the noise was back there. And then when he figures out it's kids, that it's kids on the other side of that fence, he decides to just turn his attention to them. And instead of like moving on, he drops his pants again and keeps going, now towards the kids. Yeah. Thank God the homeowner caught this video when they got home from work, handed it to the police. Problem is the victims say nothing happened. And I guess this scenario, or something similar to it, repeated itself so many times that the neighbors just got used to looking out for one another and swapping stories on the Nextdoor app. One woman says the man followed her home from the bus one day and threatened her. Days later, he was caught on camera outside of her door holding a rope. But then came September 19th. A woman was doing her laundry in her apartment building when the man stood in the doorway and exposed himself. She screamed and ran, and then she called the police. And wouldn't you know it, 9 days later, detectives spotted Jackie Harrington at a bus stop on Sunset Boulevard, and they put him in cuffs. Turns out Jackie Harrington's been arrested for lewd acts before, along with peeping and burglary many times, dating back as far as 2019. He is now being held without bail, thank God, and he's being held on a parole violation. So police want to hear from anybody and everybody that he has allegedly traumatized, or if you've seen him on your ring cam, they want you to call them at 800-222-TIPS. That's 800-222-8477. You got a good look, I mean, at the most important part, right? His face, because that's how we're going to identify him, folks, not by the other stuff that he exposed. But there you have it.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.